I am on Hollywood Boulevard, loudly participating in the law of action. Watching the fucking the tourists walk by with their various manifestations of paratax and distortion and the cognitive dissonance that stems from it. It's a part of our ongoing investigation in relationship to their odd behavior. There was a McDonald's back here. I just left McDonald's.
Your sweater just fell.
My sweater, oh fuck. My sweater.
Hanging on their property.
What are you talking about hanging on here, bro?
You hung it on their property. Take this and tuck it in. And your bag just blew away. Would you like me to trash it?
Thank you, please. So they're eating in front of me. I mean, it's like, okay, you're walking down the street and you stop to share food with your, you know. It's like, it's certain nonverbal indicators that, you know, you have to take into account in relationship to people's behavior. Human behavior has certain motivators based upon what they deem as valuable goals. Short-term goals, long-term goals, medium-term goals are the basis for human psychology and the cultures in which they're derived from. And the cultures and the interpersonal relationships that are valued within a particular culture determines, you know what I'm saying, the psychological health of that particular culture or group. If I said that, you know what I'm saying, where it can be understood. Like I have this I swear to God. And I wish I could show it. This couple of
Yeah, just turn around.
oh yeah, this couple of black this female couple. I mean this couple of African American ladies. Now again, when there's accountability, they'll change their fucking entire fucking behavior because there's accountability, and this is accountability for her behavior prior to this accountability, including this white couple's behavior prior to accountability was entirely different than it is when I gave them some accountability. And see, now that there's no accountability, the behavior has, watch, let me show you. The behavior has resumed now that there's no accountability. So the fact that there's some accountability that occurs shows me that they know that their behavior is antisocial. That they're conscious of the fact that they're engaging in sociopathic behavior. Yeah, okay. And because they know they're engaging in sociopathic behavior, there's really that's the deterministic aspect. Okay, that there's no volition in the determining factor that leads to antisocial behavior. Like this gentleman right here walking past me is engaging in antisocial behavior. He's conscious of it. If I turn the camera around on him, he'll start acting with accountability. So he's aware of his antisocial behavior. Of all the places it's set up, why are you sitting up here? Actually, if you sit up on that wall, they'll call bid. You sit up on that wall, they'll call bid and they'll have you removed. Yeah. Eventually they will, and if they do, they're going to remove you and you can't come back to the boulevard. I'm just giving you a heads up. I've been here the last day. So anyway, you know, you see this lack of accountability in certain behavior. Like if the police posted up or BID posted up, because a lot of these guys don't know who BID is. That, you know, that Andrews is just a private security agency and that they have no real authority. So a lot of these cats act, you know what I'm saying, as if they're actual real authority and see the accountability and act accordingly. Now, if I don't have my camera on them or if there's no, you know, visible authority, then they act with sociopathic, they utilize sociopathic behavior. And that sociopathic behavior is evidently volitional. That they're consciously aware of the fact that their behavior is antisocial, because when accountability is presented to them, they change their whole, you know what I'm saying, change the camera, change the angle of the camera. Accountability. And where there's accountability, they'll start to act accordingly. They have to act accountable as a result of accountability. They know their behavior is antisocial. Because you add the element of accountability and their behavior changes. So on a conscious level, they know that deterministic theory of your boy, what's his name, of Freud, as far as human psychology, is invalid. Because people are aware and conscious of their volitional choice to engage in antisocial behavior. Because you add accountability and they start acting accountable for their behavior. And that's a part of our experiment here on Hollywood Boulevard, is the nature of accountability in relationship to people's antisocial behavior. Will they change their antisocial behavior if you add an element of accountability? And that's where the camera comes in. The camera is the element of accountability that they're lacking without it. And you got to catch in the sense of their behavior altering from moment to moment when they realize that there's a level of accountability being added to their behavior, and therefore they have to check their antisocial behavior. It's the ongoing experiment that's going on here on Ogxlyfe. Once the general public catches up, but you got to post like crazy in order to, you know what I'm saying, that law of action, and having faith in that law of action. So I like to point it at the crowd to give them some accountability in their behavior, if they're going to act antisocial or not, because this gives them behavioral accountability. When they know that there's a camera present and that they're being recorded, that they take accountability for their antisocial behavior. See? You see how, I mean, there's a moment of antisocial behavior, then there's an instant of accountability once they realize the behavior is antisocial, and then they have to be conscious of it, and there's accountability for it. If there's no accountability, then they'll act antisocial. We'll give them accountability, and the antisocial behavior will alter. That's the camera. The camera is the recording of their accountability. And they have to adopt accountable behavior if the camera is present and overcome the antisocial behavior. That shows a level of the lack of determinism and a level of volitional behavior or volitional action involved in behavior. Because I'm going to act unaccountable as long as there's no fucking accountability, and the camera is the accountability. So, you know, I'm posting this tonight, some other shit that I did before that, but I got the cat next to me, you know, pounding the music, whatever. The guy that was on the video shut before. Now, he said he'd been here for the last 3 days. We've been here for like the last 3 days, and I don't remember seeing him. We missed one of the last 3 days, and I ain't seen him once. But, you know, maybe he leaves early. But we got here a little late yesterday. Get that accountability again, Elton. See, when you give them accountability for their antisocial behavior, they become accountable for their antisocial behavior. So you get it, right? Accountability and is the curative factor that has curative value, but it's only, you know what I'm saying, a band-aid. That accountability doesn't extend beyond being held accountable, you know, actually having something to hold you accountable, like, you know what I'm saying, recording. That holds you accountable for your behavior, and so therefore you have to alter your actual behavior in order to be able, because you're being held accountable for it. Like they'll giggle and do engage in the anti, fucking social behavior or the sociopathic behavior once they think they're out of view of the camera. And I don't want to add too much to it. I want to allow the evidence to speak for itself. And I got earlier recordings where the evidence just speaks for itself. I got 21 Savage in the background, so it's probably gonna, or whoever the fuck it is. I don't know these I don't know these rappers like that. And she she objectively defends it. That's, and I do too. I will objectively defend.
I wasn't defending. I was more so just stating facts.
Again, objectively defending.
It's not a defense.
It is an objective defense.
I'm just spewing out observations.
That was objective. And it had a defensive not saying you were being defensive, it had defensive applications for his status as not being a mumble rapper. Not that you were being defensive. Oh yeah. Sometimes you don't catch them in the sociopathic behavior, so you know. The behavior speaks for itself. I've never met this cat before in my life. I don't know. I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So we at that, you know. What is he selling? I don't know what he's selling. I'm coming out here with more promotional shit and more on the street promotional mindset. But at the same time, you want to make bread. And you don't want to make the bread from your passion. So when we start bringing music out here, we're doing it from a promotional standpoint. We're not doing it from a fucking a commercial standpoint, but it is from a commercial standpoint because promotion is a part of the commercial fucking process, but not a immediate gratification standpoint. We're doing it from a more long-term standpoint, long-term goal standpoint, and that's what promotion is. It's branding, and so we're gonna have brands out here in a minute. I'm hoping to get the Death LA brand shit. I need to talk to Flacco. I'm hoping to get some other individuals join in with us on the branding, the Death LA, the Black Dahlia branding, and we might do it all at night only. I mean,
it's not handmade, and they're about to pass that.
No, it's still promotional, and if we're giving it away, it's promotional.
Like clothing and merch.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, okay, I can work it where it's donation based. Don't get it fucked up. I got it. I got this. I read the statutes. I like reading law statutes. Even though cops don't really adhere to them, by the time you get to court, you set precedents. When you beat the case in court, and the cops are forced to adhere to it by way of junction. I got a bunch of junction ideas that I need to fly by. The legal aspect of this shit is entirely different. You know what I'm saying? A field of observation or perception or Black Dahlia Mob on Instagram, BlackDahliaMob on Instagram, Ogxlyfe on YouTube, Ogxlyfe. It's the street promotion thing. We're gonna get some fucking some other shit going on too, like stickers and shit like that we have planned on. Get our graffiti team together, or cross that. But street promotion team, street promotion. Check us out on YouTube. Ogxlyfe Speaks on YouTube. Ogxlyfe.